My name is Serpents.
Let me ask you a question. Has anything ever happened to you that you couldn't explain? That made you feel sort of foolish when you tried to tell somebody about it? Well, if it has, you have plenty of company, as you'll soon see.
Lutheran had more than a dozen students and staff at the concert that night. Today, all of them getting to meet with therapy dogs.
We have some kids that are going to struggle with this, and we want to help them.
Here on the campus of James Madison University, Allison made a big impression at the student newspaper and even interned at WDBJ, the very station she grew up watching.
Don't let the smile fool you. She was a really hard-nosed reporter. Tenacious is the word that I keep coming back to.
When you feel my heat, look into my eyes. It's where my demons hide. It's where my demons hide. Don't get too close. It's dark inside. It's where my demons hide. It's where my demons hide. It's where my demons hide. Yeah. They say it's what you make. I say it's up to fate.
World getting crazy, baby, chill. Don't medicate, just meditate. You waking up now, well, babe, you hella late. Educate, look at what's going on, let it resonate, accelerate. Find your inner hunger like you never ate. Agenda is to push the hate, separate and segregate. Don't celebrate quite yet, the storm is coming, Q, for heaven's sake. Violence that they demonstrate, instigate and penetrate. The values of our country and our God is what they desecrate.
It's been nearly 2 weeks since we lost our good friends and co-workers, Allison Parker and Adam Ward. Adam, a Tech graduate, was a huge Hokies football fan and had planned to be here tonight. Earlier today, I caught up with 3 of Adam's closest friends who are here tonight, and they continue to honor him. All right, we're fortunate to be joined by some of Adam's best friends, Alan Bowman, Zach Barefoot, and Tyler Perry. Let me just start with you, Alan. This environment, game day in Blacksburg, was sort of Adam's happy place, the place where he was most comfortable, not only with the football team, but just the school in general. Could you speak to that?
Yeah, absolutely, Travis. He loved this place. I mean, game day especially, from the tailgating to he would go in the stadium over an hour before the game and just sit there and just be taking it in. I remember I was with these guys and Adam in Columbus last year, and you could count the number of home games Adam missed in his lifetime on one hand, but he said that game last year in Columbus was the best one of his life. So it's really special to be here, especially today.
I know he's watching from high above, too. Let me move down here to Zach. As you guys all know, the Hokies and the Buckeyes are going to wear a special decal tonight memorializing Adam and Allison. I know Adam would be pretty excited that it's on the Hokie helmet. How do you think you'd feel about it being on the Buckeyes helmet as well?
Yeah, like his dad said, a great line.
Real, even just hard to believe what's happened. There was a third victim, as we mentioned, Vicki Gardner, and we have just been told that there is a vigil for her at 7 p.m. today at Bethlehem United Methodist Church. That's on Old Moneta Road in Moneta, Virginia. Gardner is in the hospital. She was shot when she was being interviewed this morning. She underwent surgery and is at Carillion Roanoke Memorial Hospital. So 7 p.m. tonight, a vigil in Moneta at Bethlehem United Methodist Church.
And we also want you to remember that Allison and Adam were not the only ones shot this morning. The person they were interviewing, Vicki Gardner, she's with the Smith Mountain Lake Chamber of Commerce, was also injured. WDBJ 7's Tim Saunders has been checking on her condition and joins us live in the studio with an update. Tim.
Melissa, Vicki Gardner was shot in the chest and taken to Carillion Roanoke Memorial Hospital, where she went through emergency surgery. She's now in stable condition and recovering, according to a statement from Carillion. Gardner is the executive director of the chamber, and she's been interviewed many times by our station. She was providing information about the 50th anniversary of the lake and the events that were scheduled to commemorate that milestone. Gardner has been leading the chamber since 2002, and she serves on the boards of many local agencies and nonprofits. Friends call her a passionate advocate for the lake and regional tourism as a whole. Vicki has always been ready, willing, and available to help us with stories here on WDBJ-7, and on behalf of our news team, we want to send our thoughts, prayers, and condolences to her family tonight. Tim Saunders, WDBJ.
Real, even just hard to believe what's happened.
Don't celebrate quite yet, the storm is coming, Q, for heaven's sake. Violence that they demonstrate, instigate and penetrate the values of our country, and our God is what they desecrate. My fighters ain't no featherweight, pulling out the seams of the fabric that they fabricate. They feed us lies, manipulate, intimidate through fear and force, forcing us to sit and wait till we come together, congregate, and then we liberate. Praying that you give me strength to find some love amongst the hate. Marching on these streets of blood till I see the golden gates. Troubadour and troubled souls, one of God's servants. Blades out, cut the grass till we see the serpents.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
I know the truth is hard to swallow, just digest it. Suspected something's going on, but chose to just neglect it. Deflected by some breaking news, oh, we just accept it. Expected just to fall in line and follow their perspective. Don't question their objective, but I got a lot of questions.
Says his wife is recovering, and they both received a lot of support.
You know, it's hard to explain, but it's been you know, everybody's been right there for us.
Tim Gardner says the best thing the community can do for them is to continue to visit and enjoy Smith Mountain Lake.
Kimberly, the monument is now here in a permanent location in front of Fire Station 1, but the work continues, hopefully to be completed in time for its formal dedication a year from today.
Tops the news tonight as family and friends gathered to remember Allison. Reporter Pilar Pedraza was there and shows us how the goodbye honored Allison's personality and life.
Keith, you may notice I'm wearing black tonight. I thought I was going to a funeral, but it turned out I'd missed a memo asking us to dress in bright colors to honor Allison. Bright lights, brighter colors, lots of laughter and upbeat music. This is how Allison Parker's friends and family said their final goodbyes. It was an invitation-only event, closed to the public, yet hundreds showed up, from her family to colleagues, even the governor. They came with somber faces and heavy hearts, but once inside, that didn't last long. While there's still plenty of grief amongst those who call Allison friend and family as they leave this celebration of life, there are more smiles than tears. Keith, you may notice I'm wearing black tonight. I thought I was going to a funeral, but it turned out I'd missed a memo asking us to dress in bright colors to honor Allison. Bright lights, brighter colors, lots of laughter and upbeat music. Lots of laughter and upbeat music. Allison's family says they may be saying goodbye to her, but they won't forget. Her father especially plans to continue his newly started fight for more gun control. Keith?
Pilar Pedraza from our sister station, K-Witch in Wichita, Kansas. Thanks for being here. Adams.
Also new at 11, over a dozen emergency response groups took part in a simulated mass casualty incident on Smith Mountain Lake today. It was a drill meant to help coordinate the evacuation of critically injured victims from water to land. Various local, state, and federal law enforcement organizations responsible for these emergency responses on the lake were on hand to train.
They're doing is they're trying to create news by recording an exercise and then inserting or injecting it into the mainstream media. And if you're sitting in front of the television or your computer screen, you cannot differentiate between a well-acted exercise and the real thing.
That's what I want to know, because everybody's talking about it, that this is a show. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to understand.
What they're doing is they're trying to create news by recording an exercise and then inserting or injecting it into the mainstream media. And if you're sitting in front of the television or your computer screen, you cannot differentiate between a well-acted exercise and the real thing. And they want an exercise to go live, they send in a crew consistent with the scripts written for the Cold Squad. Now, you and I discussed earlier this Cold Squad series. It was launched in 1998 and ran through to 2004, and it was aired on CTV. It was a very popular show. And Cold Squad, as its name implies, is they go to a crime scene that's cold. In fact,
a full-scale manhunt is underway for the gunman who opened fire on a local television news crew during a morning broadcast. Killed in the shooting were 24-year-old reporter Allison Parker and 27-year-old photographer Adam Ward. Authorities believe they know who the gunman is and are in pursuit. According to Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe, the gunman is believed to be a disgruntled employee of the station.
Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now. We need you now.
Police say the suspect in the Roanoke TV shooting, 41-year-old Vester Lee Flanagan, was spotted driving a Chevy Sonic by Virginia State Trooper P.M. Neff at the I-66 I-81 interchange about 150 miles from Roanoke, thanks to these tag reading cameras on the back of her patrol car.
I took that suspect vehicle information and entered into my license plate reader. As soon as it was entered, it did come up with a positive hit that that vehicle just passed me less than 3 minutes earlier.
Trooper Neff called for backup. Flanagan then led investigators on a chase for several miles before running off the roadway at mile marker 17.1 on eastbound I-66. Investigators say Flanagan was initially tracked by using his cell phone, and his license plate data was then uploaded into a database that later pinged on Trooper Neff's camera system. No troopers were injured in the chase or aftermath.
We can have a lot of fun. I'm a man.
A lot of powder, a lot of paint, a lot of pretending, something I ain't. I can't conceal it, I gotta reveal it. I'm just a drag queen. A lot of powder, a lot of paint, a lot of pretending, something I ain't. I can't conceal it, I gotta reveal it. I'm just a drag queen.
They send in an outside broadcast unit, and it's called, in the film industry, post-production. So you're getting feed from the crime scene or the exercise scene, and the post-production coordinator can mix and match to maintain credibility. Let's say it's a fictional TV series like Cold Squad, and they are responsible for maintaining the momentum and storing the exercise story, so that subsequently the first responders can be briefed on what they did and didn't do correctly. So you have an extraordinary opportunity, Russell, to execute what is known as a man-in-the-middle attack. If the post-production people are corrupt, What they're doing is they're trying to create news by recording an exercise and then inserting or injecting it into the mainstream media. And if you're sitting in front of the television or your computer screen, you cannot differentiate between a well-acted exercise and the real thing.